Travis Etienne, running back, Clemson, 5'10", 205. He's someone I've had my eye on the past couple of years, and I've seen him develop from an explosive athlete who still needed to learn the nuances of the running back position and wasn't a reliable receiver at all into a much more polished dual threat weapon. Clemson versus Virginia. This play, inside zone split, Etienne's going to take the handoff. This doesn't go for many yards, but Etienne does something here that's noteworthy. I'm going to rewind it and show you in slow-mo. So, like I said, inside zone split, he's going to see penetration in the backfield almost immediately. So, he takes the ball at the mesh point. Here's penetration right there. And I want you to see his footwork. Watch him open up his hips, point his toe toward the sideline. And when he makes this cut right there, he's still in control and he's still not overstriding where he's too far out. Sometimes we'll see that with running backs where they're going to make a cut, but they make such a drastic cut that they take themselves out of that gap that they want to attack. But Etienne doesn't do that here. He stays controlled with efficient footwork, is able to stay in that gap, behind that gap he wants to attack, and he picks up a few yards. Now on this play, what you're going to see is you're going to see the guard pull, and then you're also going to see the tight end or the H-back also pull this way, while everyone else, the line is down blocking that way to the backside of the formation. So, as this unfolds, Etienne's going to create, and look at the contact balance. He shakes loose, wiggles free from tackles, and gets into the end zone. There are a couple replays here, so it's going to I'm going to show you again. So guard and H-back are going to pull. They're the lead blocks. Now look at Etienne. He is following his lead blocker there. So it's a good path, patient. Now he's trying to make something happen here because there's just all this white, all of these defenders here. So even though the path was good, there's no cutback here. He can't cut it back here. This defender plugs in that gap. So this is just a matter of Etienne making something out of nothing. And he's able to. So he wiggles free of two tacklers and then pulls away from that one defender. And here's one more angle. This is a good angle here. So again, good path by Etienne, following his blocker. He's staying patient. But look at this. Defenders have all this plugged up. So it's just on Etienne to make something happen. Create yards for yourself. And then later in the game, here's another play of Etienne just creating yards for himself. He takes the check down. And look at his running style. He has a very narrow running style. He doesn't lower his hips and get a wide base. He doesn't plant his leg and make sharp cuts. He's very narrow, but it's very controlled. It's very Alvin Kamara-like in the way he runs, and that's how his elusiveness is. I mean, it's not a bad thing that he runs very narrow because he has that wiggle and control of his body to elude defenders like this. That's his calling card, and that's where his elusiveness comes from. Clemson versus Miami now, and watch Etienne here as he takes the handoff. Look at the decisiveness and the burst to get through that first level. And then when he takes on contact like that, one of the ways he does get free is by spinning off of it. That's how he's able to maintain balance a lot. He's not a powerful guy. Sometimes or a lot of times when he faces contact, he's rather easy to bring down, but he can fight through it with that spin move. But watch, I'm going to rewind it further. Watch here at the mesh point, and he's just very decisive, very quick to get downhill. And that burst is elite. I talked about his decisiveness as a runner when it comes to attacking lanes and just getting upfield. Well, on this check down, look how quick he chooses to just go in this direction. He's not. Sometimes you have running backs who just wait and then they will be patient to set up blockers. But Etienne, for better or for worse, he's so decisive and he runs with angles. So he sees his blockers with leverage going down this way. So he's going to take this path. He plants his foot and just goes there immediately. No hesitation. Gets upfield and then gets that first down. Now this run is the same run design as the one earlier in the video against Virginia where the guard and the tight end are going to pull while everyone else down blocks. Now this time the blocking is there. It's just a matter of Etienne getting into that open space. And he does. And once he's in that open space, he is almost guaranteed to run off a big play. He just kills pursuit angles with his explosiveness and his long speed. You'll see it from another angle on the replay. He's just so deadly because of that explosiveness. So you, as a defense, you have to try to contain him because once he gets into open field, he's so hard to catch. I mean, the defender has him there, but Etienne's burst is so good that he's able to get free and into the end zone. And look, he stays in bounds too. Now we're looking at Clemson versus Notre Dame. And, I talked about Etienne and his development as a receiver, how he's really improved. I think Clemson could have really used him in more ways as a receiver. He's really gotten better and run different types of routes and showed he can be used in more than just the check down and things at the line of scrimmage. And on this play, this is like a pop pass play to the running back. You see Etienne here. He's just going to run up the seam. And he does it flawlessly. You got to get him on routes that are vertical. Take advantage of his speed and his dynamic ability to get through that second and third level. And here's another rep showing Etienne as a receiver. A few things on here, interesting things that I saw. As you want to see Etienne here, this route, as he's trying to break free, I want you to focus on his feet. They're a little awkward as he breaks out of this route. He goes out to the boundary, and that's weird footwork. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if that was part of the plan or part of the route or just he set himself up really awkwardly. And I'm gonna slow it down. But it is awkward, and I feel like he has to clean that up when he's talking about when you're talking about running backs with option routes and angle routes. That footwork to make that break has to be cleaner than that. So he's got to clean that up. But what he does really well here, as you can see, he high points the ball at the catch point and gets that first down. So some probably bad or like awkward things on this rep, but at the same time, really good reception here to nab that ball for the first down. Now when it comes to pass protection, Etienne does show the will and the want. He's aggressive and he's not shy to take on defenders, but he leans on throwing his shoulder as his primary means of engaging with defenders at the point of attack. But he's got to learn different ways to encounter them, to engage with them, and to take them on, because as you can see here on this rep, he's in the backfield and 24 just gets right by him. And you'll see on this replay, I'm going to slow it down for you, but he tries to throw that shoulder, but it doesn't connect, and 24 is just able to beat him cleanly. So Etienne's got to learn how to plant his feet more, get his hands on blitzers, just different techniques of engaging to buy more time for his quarterback. The final play I want to show you is against Notre Dame in the ACC championship game. Etienne's in the backfield and he's going to run a wheel route. And it just furthers my argument that ETN really should be used in more routes that get him down the field. Threaten the defense vertically. Don't just throw checkdowns and things at the line of scrimmage. Use him in a variety of ways as a receiver. Kind of like how the Saints use Alvin Kamara. Get him downfield on a variety of routes. Take advantage of that dynamic playmaking ability.